Good day to you wherever you're watching OGTV across the globe. Welcome to your program, Peace and Conflict Resolution, where we highlight issues that has to do with peace and peaceful coexistence, and where matters that we do not understand is brought to you us in a very simplest way, and how we can understand it better on the show. Peace and Conflict Resolution. I am Oba Oluwaseunfunmi Ogunleye. Yes, today we shall be looking into the effect of vandalism on the peaceful coexistence on the program Peace and Conflict Resolution today. And I have in the house today Barrister Adegbenro Ogunbade, who will do justice to this matter. Barrister Adegbenro Ogunbade, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Oba. Good day, viewers.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Yes, we'll go on a very short break now. Then when we come back, we'll continue on the show. Welcome back to the show, Peace and Conflict Resolution. We have in the house Barrister Adegbenro Ogunbade on the topic, the effect of vandalism on a peaceful coexistence. Barrister Ogunbade, this action of destruction, the action destroying private and public property, and many like that we have had in recent time, people destroying, vandalizing government property like transformers and what have you, boreholes, and so many things like that. Even when people are angry with the government, they believe what they can do best is to vandalize the government property, forgetting that this is our property. How do we curb this? How do we reduce this?
Well done, Oba.
Thank you.
Wherever issues of vandalism comes in, it means that there are vandals.
Yes.
And these are individual human beings.
Yes.
And then probably as a result of not being satisfied with some issues, people take the law into their own hands. It is wrong, it is abnormal. It is not only wrong, it is abnormal. It's almost crazily stupid.
It is abnormal
to go to the extent of destroying valuable properties which belongs to everyone, which is enjoyable by all, by some few disgruntled elements. Nothing justifies such an action, even if you are not satisfied with what the government is probably getting on. I think issues like that, there are avenues where you can make your grounds known. There are avenues with which you can voice your opinion. Whatever you want to do, there are media outlets, print, electronic, and even the internet. You can as well, for the whole world to hear,
yes,
to listen to you, and probably through advocacy, such issue might be resolved. And through mediation as well, such issues, when they come up, might be resolved. But going to the extent of getting involved with destroying valuable property that belongs to individuals, that belong to government, that belong to all and sundry, is illegal. It is illegal. And I think the issue should be issues of lapses in security.
Lapses in
yes,
security.
And then security is a matter for everyone that is concerned. Everybody. You understand? It should not be left at the doorpost of the government alone. Every individual, every family, every neighborhood, every community should
all involved
and say no to these things. Thank God we are making advocacy about this now. We should continue to talk about it. But it will go on if we do not devise a system that punishes offenders. People get away with a lot of things in this country, and it does not serve as enough deterrence for people who want to engage in such much later. Even as a way of punitive action upon it. It is not only when the police comes out, begins to fire tear gas and disperse people that are on the road or causing destruction to roads, causing destruction to markings or bearings or properties of the government in town, that you will see them chasing them all about, that you know that probably they are working against them. But no, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. If you have been able to get them, let them be investigated. What have you destroyed? What is the value? And if possible, let them face prosecution about it. If 1 or 2 is taken to court, he will know the gravity of what he has done. Probably a lot of them, and that's why I used to say many of the times, education is still not far spread in our country, and that is why we are getting involved in talking about this thing even at this age. We have not matured to that extent to understand and realize the fact that whatever belongs to the society belongs to all, and whatever belongs to another individual should not be tampered with, because such a person worked very well, suffered much to come to the extent of getting that.
Yes.
And that is why you will see someone that will build a gigantic house. They will have private securities there, so that vandals will not come and begin to destroy things that they know nothing about, all in the name of saying they are grieved. No, that is not the way to go about it. If the security system is beefed up and the system of punishing offenders comes to the fore, once these things happen, get them and punish them. Definitely this thing will go low.
Oh, thank you, Barrister Ogunbade. You see, in recent time, it's very, very common. You see people vandalizing transformer. They will go away with the cable, the wire, and all that. And these people have sources where they sell to. And if they do not see people to sell to, they will not come back. Yes. And we used to blame it on ourselves. This has become issues within the community in most cases, because when issues like that happen, we have a vigilante. What happened to vigilante? Where were you when the perpetrator came? But we are saying this to let people know the chances at which their peace could be tampered with. Because if we do not come together as a family and see this property as our family property, we'll fail and we'll fail again. And by the time we are calling on government to come and give us another one, that is where we start to give the government several names. And we forget easily that this is our property, and we should all jealously guide it. What is your position? What do you have?
And that is why I've stated that it is a collective responsibility of all. If everyone and every individual realizes the fact that public utilities, public items are things that works for everyone, for the society to have a decent living, we should all be up and doing in securing such. And I think we should also go ahead to such an extent as to kind of identify people who are kind of attuned to wreak havoc.
Okay.
People who have who work vices.
Okay.
People who are always, caught with something that they don't work for. You understand? If such kind of people are made to answer for their misdeeds, definitely will go a long way in curbing vandalism. You understand? The issue of transformer breaking into it, sometimes if it happens, I get to laugh. Are there devils that comes in the night to remove this thing? They are people. They are not jinns. They are human beings who use the cover of the night to wreak such havoc. And like I said, every individual, the community as well, should look at ensuring security in each area that concerns us.
Okay. Barrister Ogunbade, we need to go on a very short break now. But before we go, bear in mind, the position of the National Orientation Agency, do they have anything to do with this? Educating people the more? When we come back, you do justice to that. We'll go on a very short break. Then when we come back, please stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. It's still your program, Peace and Conflict Resolution. I still have in the house Barrister Rotimi Ogunbade. Barrister Rotimi Ogunbade, the position of National Orientation Agency, do they have anything to do as to sensitization?
They do have a very, very large role to play. I'm sorry to say the NOA seems to be shirking in its duties. You don't get to see them involving in advocacy of this sort or going about to meet people. Taking up symposiums, lectures, and even market-to-market advocacy with people. Take, for example, these vandals that we all know, going about saying that they are picking waste items. Like at the end of the day, they have gotten to many houses, packed a very giant and empty generator.
A lot.
They have a junction where they stay. They have a place where they stay. You understand? I think this is the kind of aspect that the information gurus should work at. Or possibly go to them, lecture them, talk to them. Don't go into individual homes. Don't go to person house, because you let them understand what it is. Some of these boys, when they bring them to court, some of them will say they don't know what they have done, what's wrong, because nobody challenged them. It doesn't mean that even if a house is deserted, somebody does not own the item you're about to pick. But their idea has always been, if no one challenges them, definitely it belongs to no one. And you cannot blame them to such an extent because of the little education they have. That is the aspect that government should feel. At least some of these boys, if you engage them in other things like football, like sports, like music, let them understand what they stand, what the potential they stand to achieve, what they can gain, what they can do. But seeing their livelihood depending on picking things here and there, we haven't done much in redirecting their footsteps in that regard. And you know, possibly it is not only the government. There are maybe non-governmental organizations that can get sponsors and begin to such advocacy with them, begin such lectures with them. Take the idea of this Tunde Onakoya, the chess master.
Yes.
You understand? He brought up that idea to see that slums, he called his NGO slums, chess in slums. He changed many of those boys under the bridge at Oshodi, even to such an extent that the French ambassador came to see them. You understand? Sponsorship will come to them. Many of those kids under the bridge are outside Nigeria now studying. They may never be exposed to such lifestyle.
Majority of them are talented.
Somebody did not come to tell them that, no, don't waste your energy. Don't waste your creative mind in these things. You understand?
Yes.
Oshodi is even now a safer place. Even in the middle of the night, you can just drive through. But
unlike before.
Because at least, even if one of them have been taken, one or two of them are outside, they will serve as example to the others. Lekon is somewhere. Let me not engage in this. If I am caught, this will be the end. We should be looking at such an aspect, not only in Lagos, not only in Ogun, all over Nigeria. And that is the stage and aspect that the orientation agency should step into.
Thank you, Barrister Adegbenro. The vandals, let's come to the vandals. We have had sometimes when some of them are present as we speak, some of them are being arrested, some are being tried, many have been dealt with. And there is this issue that sometimes, like those that are picking things. By the time they get them arrested, they realize that someone have put a call through that let them go, this and that, and the community sometimes, these are the things that in that peace in our community. This one want to sell this, this one don't want to allow them to enter the community. So it will become crisis before you know. And I think we don't get it right at that point in time. Who do we blame? How can we get away from this position we find ourselves?
If you don't sit up the vibes remains, or continue getting in place a system that checks all this, we will all suffer for it. Let me tell you an instance too. In my own house in GRA Ibara,
yes,
there was this iron covering put on the
big
divider
pot
between the road and the house. So the car can pass on it to get into the house. I just noticed that little by little, the cement with which it was locked in got missing little by little. And overnight, all the 3 irons
disappeared.
I said, wow. And this is the community, this is a neighborhood. We had vigilante people, we had security. How come? Did it happen in the day or did it happen in the night? Questions which anybody found no answer to up till this moment. But that from that instance, there was no idea other than don't do iron coverings. Again, we just had to use concrete slabs that will scare them away. But what about the others? You understand? And you know, all in the while, we also have invited them to come into the house to pick waste.
Yes.
They have opened their eyes to your neighborhood. If we come here, something will be there. If we get into this place, we'll get something. But we should be alert. We should be at alert. It is not when you lock your gate or when you lock your house that you think you are secure. There are people who should be up and doing, maybe in the daytime, in the nighttime. And you know what? Some people are not even keen to cooperate with one another. You see in a neighborhood whereby they ask somebody to come and pay for security, you will say he secures his house by himself. It is not until when such thing happens, he will now blame himself that he didn't participate in that venture. And you know, these are little things that we take for granted, thinking that, Ọlọ́run náà ń ṣọ́ wa. That's the idea of many people. But we should be vigilant. We should open up our eyes and ensure that we live in a safe and sane society where there is no fear that your place will be vandalized, your community will be vandalized, and your state.
Barrister Adegbenro, thank you so much. Look at this, our CDAs and the community leaders. If we are expecting the national orientation to come and educate us and all that, I think the CDA should have something doing as to this effect, because government property is also CDA property. So what do we stand to lose?
I have mentioned it. It is not only for the government alone to carry out. It is for all and sundry. Families, individuals, community, neighborhood. We should all sit up, engage ourselves. How do we get this place secured? How do we get rid of vandals? You understand? We should as well bring our minds together, because someone single idea cannot keep a whole community safe. But you bring yours, contribute. If it means financial input, make it. Let us work together for a safe society. It's a cooperative hand. Cooperative hands. You bring yours, I bring mine. That makes the whole thing to come together.
In fact, our fathers then, they were so smart, and their ideology then was even better, because they used to have the way they used to guide their things. But now you dare not suggest such a thing.
Well, a lot of people are going into individualism. I made my money, I built my house, I don't have any business with any other person. It is not so. We live in a society, we live in a community, and we should take our own, we should make our own contribution to make that community, that neighborhood safe as well.
Well, I want to believe these vandals, they live in our community. Some we know them because we know their parents, we cannot talk. And the position of law, I think, is right. And we cannot continue because we respect the parents so much, and their children is untouchable. And we know they are the one perpetrating this act. What's the position of law in such?
That is an aspect we should try to also look into. Everybody cannot behave the same way. Like I have mentioned, if you notice one or two people who are wayward, because it is not possible for everybody to be clean. Apart from the fact that we bring them to a situation whereby we lecture them, we counsel them from the community level. Even if that is not enough, they go to such an extent whereby they can no longer be caught. And if they have gone out of hand, if such happens, they face the music when they are caught. If an example is made of one or two individuals in that regard, the rest will sheath their swords.
Thank you so much, Barrister Adegbenro Ogunbade. I must commend you for the justice you have done to the topic, the effect of vandalism on our peaceful coexistence. And if we do not guide the government properties, both private and individual, we stand a chance to lose so many things. Don't let us see it as government property. It is our properties because we are the government. Who chose them? They represent us. So let us guide it, jealously. Barrister Adegbenro Ogunbade, thank you so much for coming on the program.
My pleasure again.
We hope when next we call on you, you'll be here.
Sure.
Thank you so much. And this is where we'll be drawing the curtain on the program today on peace and conflict resolution. Till we see next week, same time, same station. Please, let us guide government property in our possession, in our community, within our society, jealously like our own. Till we see, I am Oba Oluwaseunfunmi Ogunleye.